At the end of the day, as golfers, we just want to hit the ball relatively straight. How do we do that? Well, you've come to the right place, because today I'm going to talk about some ideas and some suggestions that can help you consistently hit the golf ball straight. I'm PGA teaching professional Todd Cope, Director of Instruction for US Golf TV and the Sanford Power Golf Academy. And hey, this is the place for you. If you're a golfer and you like to play golf and work on your game, we've got great content, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and be sure to ring that bell so you know when we got good information coming out on a regular basis. Now, let's dive right into this. Some of us are slicing, some of us are hooking. Now, most of you might know this already, but let's go through it. A slice for a right-handed golfer is a ball that curves to the right. A hook for a right-handed golfer is a ball that curves kind of low and to the left. Now, if you're a left-handed golfer, of course, it would be just the opposite. So in terms of slicing and hooking, I want to kind of cover the definitions of those so that we kind of know exactly what we're talking about. Now, when we're on the golf course, what are the benefits of actually hitting the ball straight? I mean, I know that sounds like a basic question, but you need to think about this a little bit, because what do we hear a lot in golf? We hear about distance, distance, distance. All right, that's all we get bombarded with. But when you look at your rounds, when you look at the rounds that don't go the way that you want them to, it's typically because you're curving the golf ball. The ball's in the trees, it's in the hazard, it's out of bounds. Most golfers are not having great days on the course because they're hitting the ball too short. It's because they're curving the golf ball. They're slicing it or they're hooking it. So there is a true benefit to actually hitting the ball straight, other than just from a standpoint of, hey, I need more distance, all right? So let's make sure that we are on the same page with that. Now, I want to give you some tips and some suggestions that you can do on the golf course that do not require a lot of practice, all right? So the first one is swinging within yourself. And what I mean by that is I want you to swing the golf club on the course at about 80 to 85% of what you're capable of swinging. Even a tour professional who plays a game for a living is not swinging their driver at their maximum speed. If they went to the driving range and they wanted to swing it as fast as they possibly could, okay, they're going to hit the golf ball further than when they're on the golf course and they're trying to get the ball in play. And I think that's a big misconception. All right, so the first tip is swing within yourself. 80 to 85% is a good one. Now, how about with the driver? I want to give you a specific tip with the driver. This has worked wonders for a lot of my students, and that is simply hovering the club above the ground behind the ball in your setup. So when you're set up, you're going to basically just hover the ball, or excuse me, hover the driver, the club head, right behind the ball, and what this is going to do is it's going to naturally smooth out your golf swing, believe it or not. And this is a tip that has worked wonders for me. So number one, swing within yourself. Number two, hover that club a little bit above the ground. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is I want to give you some drills and some things that we can actually do on the driving range. So first of all, let's talk about those of you who are actually slicing the golf ball. All right, let's say that you're slicing the golf ball and you're on the golf course and you really don't know what to do. Here's a simple tip that you can do. When you're set up, I want you to take your lead hip and bump it towards the target. I want you to take your lead arm and just raise it slightly. So your lead hip bumps towards the target, your lead arm raises just slightly. From that position, what's going to happen is, looks like here and here, that's going to allow you to swing the club a little bit more from the inside. And we know from previous conversations, if you followed any of our stuff, we've got some great videos on the actual science behind slicing or hooking the golf ball. You want to check those out. This position is going to allow us to swing a little bit more from the inside. So that would be the tip that I would give you that you can also do on the golf course. Take your lead hip, bump it a little bit towards the target, take your lead arm and make it a little bit higher. So now we're going to talk about the slice. What are some drills or a drill that you can do on the driving range to help you get rid of that slice? Now, a lot of slicing, if you're slicing the golf ball for an amateur golfer, is because we don't have good, consistent club face position. So this drill I want to show you here. Now, you can do this drill with the driver tee, and you can do it with a glove and a tee. I'm going to demonstrate it today just with what I like to call just no glove and with just my knuckles. So when you're set in there, with your lead hand, when you take the club back, the knuckles on your hand are going to rotate down towards the ground. All right, so I can go ahead and do it from this angle here. These knuckles on my lead hand, when I take the club away, are going to rotate down and towards the ground. Now, when I do that from this angle here, what you're going to notice is that gets the club face in a more, what I like to call, square position. If you're slicing it, you're probably actually rotating the club face way open. So you can do this drill with a glove and putting a tee in it, even like with your driver, or with no glove. Now, when you're here, knuckles to the ground, and as I take it to the top, I'm going to get my knuckles pointed up towards the sky. So the drill is basically knuckles to the ground, knuckles to the sky. Or if you've got a tee in there, it's just tee to the ground, tee to the sky. And that's a great way to get control over the club face and eliminate that slice. Now, how about if you're hooking the golf ball? Well, if you're hooking the golf ball, it could very well be just the opposite. So I just picked up this new training aid, actually just last week. It's called Sure Chip. It's pretty good, and you can use it for a lot of different things. So what I want to do here today is I'm going to show you how we can use it to get better control over that club face. So it just fits on here, you can notice. Now you can do this, I mean I got the Sure Chip, but you could do the same drill with just a couple stickers, right? You could put a red sticker on this side and a yellow sticker. It doesn't matter what color they are, but just a couple stickers on the side. And it's a great visual. So when I take the club back, I want to feel like the middle part of it is up. So basically the toe of the club is up. So notice how the two colors, the yellow and the red, are balanced. If you're hooking it, you could actually be rotating it too far this way where the red is too much on the top. So if we're actually hooking the golf ball, we're probably working this way. And you want to get to a point where you neutralize that particular spot so that the colors are equal on both sides. So as we've learned, good golf, quality golf, consistent golf is about getting the ball in play. It's not all about distance. It's about consistently hitting the ball straight. These suggestions, these tips are going to help you do exactly that.